Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about managing work-life balance and stress in accounting. This is a very practical topic, especially for students who are planning to enter the accounting profession. Many people think accounting is stable and structured, but at the same time, it's also associated with long hours and high pressure. So in this presentation, I will first explain why stress is common in accounting and then discuss several practical strategies to manage it in a more sustainable way. In the accounting profession, long working hours and tight deadlines are very common. For example, during busy season, many professionals may work more than 50 to 70 hours per week. At the same time, clients often expect quick responses, sometimes within the same day, even when the task itself is complex. Another important factor is accuracy. Unlike some other fields, accounting has very low tolerance for errors. Even a small mistake in financial reporting or tax filing can lead to penalties or reputational damage. Because of this, the stress becomes a regular part of the work. However, research in psychology suggests that stress is not always negative. For example, studies from the American Psychological Associations show that moderate levels of stress can improve focus and performance, but when stress becomes too high and lasts too long, it can lead to burnout, which reduces both productivity and well-being. So the goal is not to be eliminate stress completely, but to manage it effectively. There are several reasons why stress levels are particularly high in accounting. First, the busy season creates a very concentrated workload. Instead of having a balanced workload throughout the year, accounting work often peak during specific periods, such as tax season or year-end reporting. Second, clients' expectations are high. Clients want both speed and accuracy, which creates a conflict. If you focus too much on speed, error may occur. If you focus too much on accuracy, deadlines may be missed. Third, accounting involves a high level of responsibility. For example, financial statements are used by investors, regulators, and management. This means the work has real consequences. Fourth, strict deadlines and compliance requirements cannot be changed. Unlike some projects where deadlines can be adjusted, tax filing deadlines are fixed. This type of work environment is often described in research as a high demand environment, where both workload and responsibilities are high. Time management is one of the most important skills for handling stress. A key principle is prioritization. Instead of trying to do everything at once, tasks should be ranked based on urgency and importance. A well-known framework is the Eisenhower matrix, which divides tasks into four categories: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither. For example, filing a tax return before a deadline would be urgent and important, while organizing files might be important but not urgent. Breaking large tasks into smaller steps is also very effective. For example, instead of thinking about completing a full financial report, the work can be divided into data collection, analysis, drafting, and review. This approach reduces mental pressure because each step is easier to manage. Using tools is also important. For example, calendars can help track deadlines, while task management tools like to-do lists can improve organization. Planning ahead is especially useful during busy season. Preparing documents earlier can reduce last-minute stress. In addition to general time management, workflow control is also critical. One useful concept is the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. It suggests that about 80% of the result often comes from 20% of tasks. In accounting, this means some tasks have much higher impact than others. So identifying those high impact tasks first can improve efficiency. Another strategy is grouping similar tasks together. For example, processing multiple similar transactions at the same time reduces the need of switch between different types of work. Research in cognitive psychology shows that task switching can reduce efficiency by up to 40% in some cases. This is because the brain needs time to refocus, so avoiding constant switching can significantly improve performance. Building a structured workflow is also important. For example, setting a daily schedule such as morning for analysis and afternoon for review can improve consistency. Regularly reviewing priorities is also necessary because new tasks may appear. Communication plays a very important role in reducing stress. Clear communication with clients helps manage expectations. For example, if a task requires several days, explaining this early prevents unrealistic expectations. This is important because unclear expectations often lead to last-minute pressure. And within a team, asking questions is also critical. Many studies in workplace communication show that employees often avoid asking questions because they worry about appearing inexperienced. However, this can lead to mistakes that cost more time later. Regular updates are also helpful. For example, short status updates can keep everyone aligned and prevent misunderstandings. Overall, communication reduces uncertainty, and uncertainty is one of the biggest sources of stress. Setting boundaries is essential in high-pressure environment. One major risk in accounting is burnout. According to research by Christina, burnout is caused by factors such as excessive workload and lack of control. Taking on too many tasks at the same time increases this risk. Learning to say no is not about avoiding responsibility, but about maintaining quality. If workload becomes too high, performance may decrease. Separating work time and personal time is also important. For example, setting a rule not to check email after a certain time can help the brain recover. Managing expectations is also part of setting boundaries. When expectations are clear, there is less pressure from unexpected tasks. Using technological and the tools is also important. I want to talk about this topic. In accounting, technology is not just something convenient. It actually plays a very important role in reducing workload and stress. For example, tax software can handle a large amount of calculation work. Instead of calculating everything manually, the system can process data faster and more consistently. This reduces the chance to making simple calculation mistakes, especially when dealing with repetitive work. Excel is another very important tool. It helps organize data, perform calculations, and update results automatically. Another useful method is using templates. For example, if you frequently prepare similar reports or documents, using a standard template means you don't have to start from scratch every time. You only need to update specific information. Overall, using technological helps reduce repetitive work and allows more time to focus on understanding the numbers and reviewing results, which is much more valuable. Next is teamwork. In accounting, most work is done in teams, not individually. So collaboration is very important in managing workload and reducing stress. Sharing workload helps reduce pressure. During busy period, tasks can be distributed across team members instead of one person handling everything. This makes the workload more manageable. And second, delegation is important. Some tasks are more routine, while others are more complex. Assigning tasks based on experience can improve efficiency. For example, junior staff can handle basic preparation while senior staff focus on review and decision making. Another important part is the review process. In accounting, work is usually checked by another person before final submission. This helps catch errors and improve accuracy. It also reduces pressure because responsibility is shared within the team rather than placed on one individual. Finally, supporting each other is important. Helping teammates during busy period creates a better working environment and improves overall performance. Finally, personal well-being is very important. Taking short breaks during work can help maintain focus. The Pomodoro technique, for example, suggests working in focus in interval for short breaks in between. Maintaining health sleep habits is also essential, especially during busy period. Exercise and relaxation techniques such as deep breathing can help reduce stress. Research in health psychology shows that regular physical activity improves both mental and physical well-being. Avoiding burnout requires balancing work and rest over time. To summarize, the dress is a common part of the accounting profession. However, it can be managed through several practical approaches. Time management help organize work and reduce pressure. Clear workflow and prioritization improve efficiency. Communication helps reduce uncertainty. Technology reduces repetitive tasks. Teamwork helps distributed workflow. At the same time, maintaining basic personal habits such as sleep and short breaks is also important. So overall, managing stress is not about avoiding work, but about handling it in a more structured and sustainable way. Thanks for listening.